Heyo! Welcome back, everybody. This is EonShiKeno from our StarCraft 2 commentaries. We got a match here today from the qualifiers for the Lake Charles Scion ESports tournament coming up November 14th, I want to say. Anyways, this is a qualifying match from there. This is a best of 3. I'm going to commentate both of these games. And let's go ahead and introduce our players. On the map, Akalon Oasis, top left corner of the map. We've got our Zerg player in the red. It's going to be MaSsan. And his opponent at the bottom right corner of the map, the green Zerg player, will go by the name of ClasH. Alrighty, so this is a best of 3, like I said, for the Lake Charles Scion ESports event. So I will be commentating that for you in person, so you guys can look forward to that in the future. And I will probably commentate a couple more games from the qualifiers for this event in preparation and lead up to this big event coming up here in Louisiana. But anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and look at the game. No pulls yet for any of the players. Gas going down here for ClasH already, so looking to play aggressive. MaSsan going for a pull, so let's see, pull, then gas. And then a pull here for ClasH. So ClasH is going for a lot earlier gas here. We'll see what he's going to do with this. Might be a Baneling thing, I would imagine. Might be just quick speed into hatch. What time will tell what's going to happen here. Anyways. Drones being made for each guys. We'll see when they pull off in gas. That'll give us a good indicator. You know, if he's going to go, usually if he's going to go for a, Baneling nest, you throw it up at 50 if you want to get it as soon as possible. But if he goes past 50, which he is right now, it's looking more and more like speed will be coming up for him. And over here in this corner, our MaSsan red Zerg player, let's see what he's going to be going with. Just chilling out. Okay, it looks like he's going for speed as well. So he won't get speed that much quicker, but he's going to have to notice the difference in speed. Like, here we go. Speed's going up right now, and speed will be coming up just a little bit later. You know, you could get maybe a good engagement for a couple seconds, so it's still not up yet. Okay, now he's probably going to start it. Yeah, so he's got about, what is that, like 15 seconds of speed advantage. That could maybe help him get a favorable engagement, or maybe just pick off a couple drones before his opponent gets Zerglings out with speed. Now we've got a lot of Zerglings coming out and the Baneling nest. Where is the Baneling nest at? Ah, there it is. There's the Baneling nest. So yeah, he's of course continuing to mine gas. That's a pretty good indicator of Banelings coming up. And he's just continued to produce units out. Zerglings heading out across the map at this point. MaSsan has seen this. He has his Overlord in position. This guy is a little bit further out, but he's seen it with the other units. Queen down here on the ramp, but that guy is going to get surrounded because there's already 4 Zerglings down here. This Queen cannot run anywhere. Minor mistake here for MaSsan. That's going to turn into a huge mistake if he loses this Queen for, what is this, 3 Zerglings. Oh, God, that was so close. If those other Zerglings would have got there in just 2 or 3 seconds sooner, he might have actually saved it. But yeah, 3 Zerglings for a Queen. I'll make that trade any day of the week. That's going to force MaSsan to make another Queen. And critically, what is super important about this is now that the fact that he doesn't have 2 Queens out, he can't do a straight up wall off with the Queens on the ramp to deal with the Banelings. So, throwing down a Spine Crawler, worried about some more aggression coming his way. He's making his own defensive Baneling nest. He's got a hatchery going up at his natural, investing in that. He sees at this point, there's no hatch going up here at the natural, so he knows very well that a all-in is commencing. Speed is done here, but unfortunately speed doesn't work on those Banelings. He's just going to walk on in there. Going to try and get some connected. Going to go straight for the drones in the back. Takes out a couple larvae there, it looked like. No, actually those just hatched. And now it's going to come down to who can split better. The splits versus the splits. Banelings moving in here. Zergling's going to take out that Queen. Nice take out there. A couple of Zerglings. Oh, that was so close right there. You almost got 5 or 6 of them. And this Spine Crawler will fall. Let's check the units while we're at it. What is that? Uh-oh, Baneling went off. Looks at that 10 Zerglings versus 6. So a little close here. But it looks like the reinforcement from MaSsan will be enough to hold this off. And let's check the worker count while we're at it. What do we got here? 14 versus 13. So this is looking pretty good here for MaSsan. If he can just continue to hold off these last couple units, he's going to be sitting pretty. He's going to have about the same amount of workers, 13 versus 14. But the fact that he has the hatchery here at the natural is going to be really important. He's bought himself enough time. He's got speed. He's got a Queen out. And his opponent only has 1 Queen at this point as well. It looks pretty much identical, but the second hatchery is going to allow him to just have so much extra production. Now we have Zerglings versus Zerglings. 4 Zerglings being sent in as little scout guys. A couple of Banelings being built here in the back. And at this point, ClasH doesn't really have that many options. He's just going to continue this all in and hope to make something from it. Hopefully, you know, maybe get a good Baneling hit and just completely change the tides of this fight. If he could bait him down here to the low ground into these Banelings, he could do a lot of damage, but no, smartly, MaSsan is microing those units back, splitting them up, and nice controlled fire there with the Queen, taking out those low HP Banelings, and another one goes down, but he did manage to take out a lot of larvae, you know. He knew that guy was going to die, so he made the best of a bad situation, taking out, looks like 5 or 6 larvae there, so, but at this point, you know, MaSsan has got pretty good defensive advantage right now. He's going to get the reinforcements quicker, and ClasH is just continuing to pump out units, and MaSsan has definitely noticed this because he's just non-stop producing units as well. He's got another Queen coming out. That's going to allow him to block this ramp, and it's going to be hard for ClasH to, you know, make something work here. A couple of Zerglings going into the main, but those guys will probably get taken out. Trying to sneak into Banelings over here, maybe. That's always a fun tactic. Yeah, he sees it. Any Zerg player with Assault knows that if Zerglings go in your base and they haven't started attacking your mineral line yet, they're going to be morphing into Baneling somewhere. Oh, great! Counter of a Baneling there by MaSsan, taking out a lot of those Banelings, and not much left here for ClasH. Those Zerglings in the main do get dealt with. And, I mean, now, look at this. We have enough Creep Tumors coming out. He's got more production here at the main, or sorry, at the natural. And even dealing with the Banelings outside of his base. At this point, MaSsan has this game, has a fairly large lead. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that to finish. That was pretty big right there. And he's actually producing a couple drones, but at this point, ClasH is still producing Zerglings. You know, he's just non-stop producing Zerglings, so those drones and that one Baneling hit are kind of working in ClasH's favor right now. Baneling not going to complete, as opposed to that earlier one that just finished and took out a couple Zerglings. But this Zergling Micro War is continuing. Both players continuing to produce Zerglings. This Zergling versus Baneling battle is going to go on, I would imagine, until one of them dies or ClasH runs out of money in his main, which takes like, I think, 20 minutes or something with that amount of workers. Actually, got a few, he's only got 11, so it might take even a little bit longer. That Zergling's just being rallied in here to the natural. And ClasH has got the numbers lead, and he's forcing MaSsan back. And the hatchery, will it fall? There's a lot of Zerglings here. It's hard to say who's got more at this point, but it looks like MaSsan has enough just to keep himself alive. Both players morphing in a couple Banelings, a couple defensive ones for MaSsan. Like that, he's using the lowest HP Zerglings to do that. Of course, the Banelings get full HP once they spawn in, but the downside is you can kill them off a little bit quicker. A lot of Banelings rolling here. They are grouped up. He needs to split them up. He needs to split those guys up. 2 Queens now at the ramp. More Banelings being produced. ClasH still sending guys across the map. And of course, you know, MaSsan sees all this with his well-placed overlords throughout the course of the map here. And ClasH is just continuing to produce a lot of a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Banelings. But look at this. We got MaSsan trying to squeak in a couple extra drones here. But let's see how this fight goes. There's a lot of Banelings connecting on each other. It's hard to say who came out on top there. A couple of Banelings still alive. I think MaSsan, he's going to lose a Queen now, but at the cost of all those Zerglings. And now MaSsan with a huge amount of Zerglings in reserve here. All these guys up here, plus 2 Banelings. He's got more units than his opponent already has. He's on 2 bases. Not technically 2 base economy because he's only got 2 workers down here, but the Zergling Baneling continues, and this is where ping is extremely critical, and any small minor misclick can just lose you, your entire army at any second. So, still trying to squeak out a couple extra drones there. A couple of Zerglings just, frantically trying to run in here, see what they can do, realizing they're completely outnumbered. Banelings do not need to connect on these guys. He can save those guys from maybe some enemy Banelings coming his way. He can just use the vast number of Zerglings he's got to deal with this pressure from ClasH. But yeah, at this point, ClasH is battling his way uphill, and it's slippery. And it's not good times for ClasH, unfortunately. So, barring some insane Baneling hit by ClasH, MaSsan has got a strong advantage now. He's even feeling so comfortable that he can make even more drones. He's got a 26 versus 14, so at this point, ClasH has to end this game extremely quick. Otherwise, he's going to be outproduced, and MaSsan's just going to walk all over him with Zerglings, Banelings, Roaches, whatever he feels like making, because at this point he can pretty much make almost anything and outproduce ClasH and win the game, just on the numbers alone. So yeah, ClasH is trying to build up a force here, maybe sneak in. He's kind of hit his units over here out of the prying vision of the Overlords. But like we said, still on 11 workers, not that much over here. And MaSsan with a, he's got more workers at his natural than ClasH does at his main, and that doesn't bode well for a mirror match when you're that out macroed by your opponent. Whoa, that's a lot of banelings. Now even spine crawlers being produced at the natural here at the wall. Splitting up a couple banelings, 2 in the front, trying to split them up as well as possible. 2, 6, he's even splitting up a little bit more, splitting those guys up. But oh wow, it's a great 2 for 4. Better splits here from MaSsan. Now the spine crawler's up. This is it. This is the last ditch attempt from ClasH, and it's not going to work. A couple more Zerglings coming here. But look at all the reserve Zerglings here from MaSsan. Sure, he lost a couple spine crawlers, but that was the whole, at the cost of ClasH's army. GG's go down for both players. And we're going to see MaSsan take this first victory in this mirror match in the ZvZ. That's going to be game number 1 in this series. Congrats to MaSsan for taking that out, holding off the early one-basing Zerg style this game from ClasH. And yeah, that'll put us on. So we'll head on in game number 2 for this series of ZvZ coming up next. Make sure you guys check out that. See you later.